Borussia Dortmund against Paris Saint-Germain in one of the most entertaining Champions League fixtures I have watched in a long, long time. Going into the game today, I was thinking, realistically, you're expecting PSG to pick up the win. Look at how they're both doing in the league. PSG currently are 12 points clear at the top of Ligue 1, whereas look at Borussia Dortmund in comparison, they're 24 points off of Bayer Leverkusen at the top of the league. I know Leverkusen have had an incredible season, but Dortmund are currently sitting 5th in the Bundesliga. But I think tonight really showed European pedigree at its finest. Dortmund were fantastic throughout the game. I must admit, the atmosphere in the stadium is electric. Every single time I see Borussia Dortmund play at home, it looks like a place you'd love to be. Anyone that's a football fan would love to be in that stadium. The whole thing is practically yellow. However, I would say this was more a game of missed chances for both sides. How it ended 1-0, I will never know. As I said, super entertaining game. Really, really good to watch. Let's dive into the game a little bit. And I also, towards the end of the video, I might touch on yesterday's fixture between Bayern Munich and Real Madrid and who I think will make it to the Champions League final. The first 5-10 minutes of this fixture was quite mellow. Both teams kind of finding the feet. The first proper chance came from Dortmund around the 13th minute. A great pass from Brandt, and Sabitzer hit it straight at Donnarumma. There's a couple of times that this happened throughout the game where Donnarumma just had to stand still and make a save, but you've got to be there to make it. And he is recognised as one of the world's best goalkeepers because he does make the consistent saves that he needs to make. But from that point in the first half, for a little while, PSG were on the front foot. There was a few flashes from Sancho. He looked fantastic today. When you looked at Sancho playing for this Borussia Dortmund team, you thought, how has he not been given a chance at Manchester United? Something must have really drastically gone wrong in that dressing room for Ten Hag to completely eliminate him and give him no chance at all. Because since going back to Dortmund, he's been consistent again and he's done really, really well, admittedly in a worse quality league. But anyway, let's get back on to the match. Adeyemi covered Ousmane Dembele fantastically throughout this game. Dembele is one of the paciest and most skillful players in world football. Since joining PSG from Barcelona, where he flopped a little bit, he's done fantastically well at PSG. And Adeyemi covered him. The pace that kid has, honestly, he must be one of the quickest footballers in the world. It's breathtaking at times. And then after a little stint of some PSG attacks, which didn't actually lead to many out-and-out chances, Dortmund managed to go 1-0 up in the first half. One of the Dortmund centre-backs plays an unbelievable ball over the top to Füllkrug. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, forgive me. Who brings it down so well. The ability to bring a ball down that's floating over in the air like that is second to none from him. The way that he's looking at the ball is actually really funny as well. He's literally bringing it down and he's like, just unbelievable. And then a fantastic finish to put it under Donnarumma, who maybe could have done a little bit better, but there's not much fault you can put on him because the power on the shot from inside the box is practically impossible for any keeper to save. But again, the way he brought that ball down, controlled it, 2 touches to get a shot like that off, unbelievable. And Dortmund deserved the lead just for that piece of skill there as well. To say it again, after the goal, the yellow wall was truly bouncing. That stadium, throughout the game, incredible. And I want to ask, for any football fans out there, I feel this way, but I don't know if every football fan in the world does. Are Dortmund one of the most universally loved clubs? I feel like they're one of those teams that everyone has a soft spot for. I'm sure if you're a fan of a different team in Germany, you won't agree with that. But if you're an English, Spanish, Italian football fan, or anyone from around the world, leave a comment and let me know if you have a bit of a soft spot for Dortmund. I think it might be because Bayern Munich have absolutely dominated the Bundesliga for such a long period of time now. People obviously want the underdog to win. Maybe if it was the other way around, it wouldn't be the case. But it certainly seems that everyone loves Borussia Dortmund and wants to see them do well. From this point, Sabitzer had a really good volley near half-time. It was straight at Donnarumma again, but it was a fantastic hit from him. And again, great from Füllkrug to manage to get it down to him so he could actually try execute that finish. Wasn't far off. Again, Sabitzer, another ex-Manchester United player for a period of time who looks to be shining at Borussia Dortmund. Maybe it's an issue with Manchester United and their player management as opposed to the players themselves. won't touch on that for too long. Overall, though, to recap the first half, Dortmund was strong. In PSG's attacking phases, Dortmund defended exceptionally well. They have a lot of veterans in that defence. Obviously, Hummels is still playing somehow. I'm not quite sure how he's still doing it at this level, but he did really well this game. The second half, it changed a little bit, but for the first half, Dortmund defended well, got the goal, had a couple of other opportunities which maybe they should have put in the back of the net, but didn't manage to. And then we go on to the second half. Very quick start from PSG. They came out of that tunnel with a vengeance. Within the space of about 15 seconds, the post was hit twice. Once from a fantastic shot from Kylian Mbappe, who looked like PSG's most dangerous player today, which comes as no surprise to absolutely anyone. But yeah, Mbappe hit the post and then it rebounds out. Dinks around for a second. PSG hit the post a second time. Don't know how that did not manage to go in. For the first 10 minutes of the second half, PSG absolutely battered Borussia Dortmund. They were all over them. Borussia Dortmund could barely get the ball, never mind get it in an attacking sense. Within that period of attacking, Ruiz missed awful opportunity. Ball floats in, header from about the edge of the 6-yard box, and he manages to get it completely off target. Admittedly, it was a bit of a diving header, saw it kind of last minute, but you have got to get an opportunity like that on target. And then the missed chances switched. Füllkrug, who scored an amazing goal for Dortmund earlier in the game, takes it up the other end of the pitch and absolutely skies a fantastic opportunity over the crossbar. Literally, for the rest of this second half, you'll hear me say this a lot now, it was just missed opportunity after missed opportunity. There was a bit of a penalty shout for Dortmund. I personally don't know how I feel about it. So Füllkrug jumps up to win the header and there's a slight push in his back. It doesn't seem like it's enough to garner the reaction that we saw on telly. But to me, if you are a player that's jumping for a header, I do feel like any slight bit of contact, obviously if it's in slow motion on TV, it doesn't look the same as it looks in real life, in real time. But a bit of contact might make you go off balance, but it seemed like he tried to make the most of it, and therefore the referee didn't give the penalty and VAR didn't overturn it. I'm not angry with the fact it wasn't given, but if it was, you could certainly have seen why. It's one of those ones. It's really tough to judge. A little bit later on in the game, Hakimi gets it down the wing, plays a ball into the box, just on the edge of the box for Ousmane Dembele, who, again, absolutely skies it over the crossbar. It's like the players didn't know where to shoot this game. Dembele, as I said, has had a very good season for PSG, so when I seen that ball trickle to him at the edge of the box or just inside the box, I really expected to see the net bulge. And then one thing which was quite nice for me is seeing Marco Reus come on in the 80th minute. A man who has played hundreds of games for Dortmund and has been at the club for over a decade now. I remember Marco Reus in the old FIFA games was one of the best players on the game. He was the guy you wanted all the time. Obviously, maybe not quite to that level anymore, but I really like to see a footballer who dedicates their life and their playing career to a club that they love, and he has built such a special connection with their fan base. I wish that it happened more often. I know football is a job, you got to make your bread, you got to get your money, but Marco Reus for Dortmund has got to be one of the biggest club legends of probably the club's history at this point. And then back onto the game with Sancho again, who plays a pinpoint pass which megs a PSG defender through to Julian Brandt, who takes one touch, but that was too many. And Marquinhos managed to slide across and block the shot from Brandt, which did look like it was going on target. But I want to touch on that Sancho pass because throughout this game, he was threading balls. He was looking really confident. And that pass through the defender's legs is incredible from him. It's weird watching Sancho because I remember last time he was at Dortmund, it's what everyone got excited about when he was coming to the Premier League. And watching him today, it was like a young English player to be excited about that's playing in a different league. And you think, what has happened? That is the type of skill and quality we could do with at the Euros, but because of the last couple of years he's had, I wouldn't give him any chance of getting into the team. I don't think anyone even mentions him in that frame of mind anymore. We draw the match to a close. Ruiz had another great opportunity with a cross that's from the edge of the box over into him, and he gets the header off target again. Two amazing headers that he got completely off target. He definitely should have, got one on target, but probably scored one as well. Really, really poor from him. But last 10 minutes, Dortmund defended quite well. A game of missed chances, a game which Dortmund in the end, I would say, did deserve to win because although PSG missed some sitters and hit the post twice, Dortmund actually missed some sitters as well and could have had a penalty. So you can weigh it up either way. But my question is, Could we have an all-German final on our hands? Bayern Munich were particularly good against Real Madrid yesterday. The Champions League is all they have to play for. I know Real Madrid Champions League experts, and it wouldn't surprise me if next week at the Bernabeu they absolutely school Bayern Munich. But at the same time, imagine Munich versus Dortmund in the final. That would be a spectacle that all football fans would enjoy. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe and do all of that stuff. I'm trying to do a video a day every day this month, whether it's myself, a lot of them will be, or one of the Derby Days debates, a roundtable debate with all the boys watching football. If you like football content, I'm sure you'll like the channel. So please subscribe, and yeah, thanks again. Peace.